So at Captify, everything starts with search. So we're a search intent business. We always have done. So we build everything. We build on a network of search that we take from across the internet, whether that's search bars on sites or through browsers. We bring that into our core technology, which is essentially a series of machine learning models, which understand the relationship between intents from what people search for and the content that they consume. So we know how to best advise advertisers where to place their ad slots. So traditionally we've done that in web, so digital and online advertising. What we've been evolving to over the last sort of 3 to 4 years is really moving into kind of omni-channel. So everywhere it's possible to buy advertising, we want people to be able to use search intelligence to target it. And a big part of that is TV. So it's a big growth area for our business, and it makes up around 20% of our business in the US at the moment.
Mm. And recently you launched a product called TV Search Lift. Describe that.
Yeah, so again, it always goes back to search with Captify, but this one is around measurement. So after your campaign is run or during your campaign, obviously everyone wants to know how well it's worked. And the sentence that I like to use is when you go from awareness to consideration, the first thing you do is search, right? And so that's a really great mid-funnel indicator of how well your campaign has worked, particularly as we, Captify, we're really great at building brand awareness and driving people down the funnel. So it's also a very much shorter time scale. If you think about something with a long lead time or long sales cycle like autos or high-end electronics, it's going to be a bit of time before you start your thinking, your consideration, not all of those people are going to convert. So that makes measurement quite complex, right? But actually there's a big group of people who you've inspired who search. So it's a very early indicator of how well your ad is working that you can use for optimization and creative editing.
And you recently started working with ITV, the main public commercial broadcaster here in the UK, to power a new ad offering for ITV.
Yeah, and that one's all about context. So as I mentioned, Captify is all about understanding the relationship between intent and context. What we're doing with ITV is really going from the way that ads used to be sold across like genre and the title of the program or the description of the program to try and link the advertiser to the right placement, to really zooming down to 5-minute intervals within that program. So there's an example that I gave in when we spoke earlier around a program which is a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is a kind of real life program, like would be classed as entertainment genre and kind of sold in an entertainment bundle. But actually using Captify's technology, you can see that the first segment is kind of around relationships, the next segment is around travel, the next one after that is shopping, and then it ends with an autos reference where they go on a rally drive. So there's lots of very specific moments which are great for priming for the advertisers that might want to come afterwards that previously no one would have known that they were there. So Captify is kind of bringing web scale and machine learning technology to the contextual targeting of ITV.
That seems like quite a new idea for some advertisers to get their heads around. How are you finding the level of interest and understanding? Yeah,
so interest actually phenomenal. Like we only launched a month ago, and it was a new launch for ITV. They'd done something kind of similar in the past, but not at the same scale. And we launched with UK Gov. They did an amazing mental health awareness advert. But as we're coming into Christmas, we're seeing lots and lots of appetite. Christmas is one of the things that we're helping them target. So yeah, it's really. I think it's kind of unwoken a latent need that was there all along. It kind of makes sense when you talk about it, right? And so people have been really, really open to it, and really, really positive so far.
And we're here at a media conference. You can't go to a media conference without talking about AI lately. Your product uses AI. We've talked about the ITV relationship, which uses natural language processing to mine subtitles. There's a lot going on. Like, which way do you think it's going to go? Even just thinking about search, some people think that search will be disrupted by chat-based AI queries. How do you see things panning out?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of media minutes and words devoted to AI at the moment, which is great. Like that's my background. And you did a PhD in that area in Leeds a few decades ago. I think where we are now, we've kind of a lot of people think that it's like a brand new thing, but actually it is a big step. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a big step from what we had before, but it's one step after lots of different steps along the way. So we've been using machine learning, which is a type of AI, for the entire decade that Captify's around. Yes, it's got more advanced, and there's things that we can do now that we wouldn't be able to do before. But it's not, it isn't exactly a new thing, right? For us, at least, and for people who've been in the industry. When it comes to search, I do think that it's really interesting to see how much more information people are going to give when they are talking in a much more conversational way. So at the moment, we get a search string, and we've all been trained to kind of give keywords into our search bars, right? So when we start adding a little bit more emotion and feeling into those sentences, how much more are you going to kind of understand around, sentiment, for example, which is something we have a sentiment analysis product, which is related to the search measurement we spoke about earlier. How much more sentiment are you going to be able to get when people are actually giving quite a lot more? So it's very exciting. I think it'd be really interesting to watch. And obviously, as our partners bring those more conversational searches onto their site, we will be bringing that data into our systems.